This is TechCrunch. Traditionally, sleep earbuds have been designed to mask outside noise and promote sleep with calming sounds. But a Boston-based startup called SOND is introducing a new type of earbuds designed to actively intervene to encourage better sleep. Founded by a pair of MIT grads, one who is Bose's former head of global sleep, SOND emerged from stealth on Wednesday with $7 million in funding. Together with the funding, the company introduced its debut product, DreamBuds, a closed-loop in-ear system that captures 12 physiological signals from the wearer, then acts on them in real time to help consumers get better sleep. Its initial investment of $7 million comes from E14 Fund, an MIT-affiliated fund, Crosslink Capital, Ubiquity Ventures, Alumni Ventures, Meach Cove Capital, and Boston Scientific co-founder John Abell. To work, the device tracks signals like respiration, heart rate variability, cardiorespiratory coupling, sleep staging, body position, snoring, and seismocardiography. This sensor data streams in real time to a cloud-based AI sleep coach that then selects a sleep audio program or generates one on demand, learning over time which ones work best for the individual users. Users can also interact with the AI sleep coach directly by speaking, asking for sleep insights, or for specific sleep programs from SOND's proprietary library of over 500 audio programs. Users can also opt to stream podcasts through the case, if they prefer. The AI coach can also generate audio like a sleep story with a certain theme when asked. Notably, the startup was co-founded and is led by CEO Yadid Eisenberg, who previously worked at Bose as its head of sleep products, where he launched Bose's SleepBuds 2 and ran the company's portfolio of other sleep products. But when Bose decided to strategically exit the sleep business, Eisenberg realized it presented an opportunity to form a startup dedicated to new products in this space, which led him to found SOND in February of 2022. So when Eisenberg worked at Bose, he said customers often wanted more from their sleep buds, more than just noise cancellation. They also wanted sensors to track their sleep and help them improve it. Now, at the time, technology was not quite to the point of being able to bundle a lot of sensors into a small AirPods-like form factor, while still conserving the device's battery. But by the time Bose was exiting sleep wearables, that had changed. However, Eisenberg cautioned that the DreamBuds should not be thought of as what could have been Bose's DreamBuds 3. Instead, he admits the earbuds from competitor Oslo are more likely what would have been the next step. He said, "We did something entirely different. Maybe the form factor is an earbud, but that's where it ends." The system itself runs end-to-end without requiring a phone. Instead, DreamBuds' charging case includes Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and OLED display, physical buttons, and a speaker. The latter will help you to wake up via your alarm, even if you fall asleep before putting in the earbuds. Now, the goal is to stop users from needing to pick up their phone to control the sleep text system. Eisenberg said, "We have a running joke. We say giving an insomniac a phone is like running an AA meeting in a liquor store. The idea here is that all you do is take the buds out, and they'll resume your sleep plan. You can also switch to other sleep plans, and you can talk to the coach. Just double tap and say, 'I'm having trouble sleeping. I want this or I want that.'" The sleep coach can help with particular sleep problems by referring to its data about what's worked for you in the past, whether that was a breathing exercise, a calming track, a soundscape, binaural beats, or something else. Eisenberg confirmed that the AI coach will never talk to you unless you engage it with the double-tap gesture, as he acknowledges that it could otherwise startle users or possibly creep them out. In addition to hearing your results from the AI coach, DreamBuds owners can review their data and hypnograms or sleep cycle graphs in the companion app to learn more about their sleep patterns. The buds themselves have a unique look, as the team put the sensors facing out, opting for an artistic pattern of sensors instead of trying to hide the technology. The buds also feature wide-frequency drivers for high-fidelity audio, along with microphones and sensors for motion detection. SOND has run a couple of comfort studies and betas, and now aims to bring the devices into mass production by Q2 of this year, following a crowdfunding campaign to raise additional funds. The company is currently accepting reservations on its website. WeRoad, the Milan-based group travel startup, has raised a $58 million Series C round led by Airbnb as it prepares for its first major expansion outside Europe. The funding brings the company's total capital raised to roughly $100 million and will finance WeRoad's push into the U.S., beginning with Austin, Texas. The new investment reflects a bet that the next generation of travel companies may look less like booking platforms and more like social platforms designed to facilitate real-world connections. The U.S. launch also arrives as loneliness, particularly among younger consumers, has become both a public health concern and an emerging business opportunity. When much of the tech industry remains focused on AI, WeRoad is positioning itself as part of the growing IRL economy, a category of startups monetizing offline interaction rather than screen time. Companies like TimeLeft, 222, and Pi are pursuing similar ideas through dinners, clubs, events, and community-based experiences. The idea behind WeRoad came from the founders, Paolo de Nadai, Fabio Ben, and Erica DeSanti, seeking connection themselves. De Nadai said, "It started from a very personal need. When you finish college and you start working, it becomes harder to find people to travel with. Friends were settling down, having kids, moving away, or simply could not align schedules anymore. So my co-founder Fabio and I both tried companies offering similar group travel experiences for solo travelers. But while the trips were good, something was missing. The guides were professional local experts, and the groups were mixed in age, and people did not really see eye to eye. People were traveling together, but not really connecting." So the founders' response was to redesign group travel around shared interests. WeRoad trips are primarily designed for younger travelers and grouped around shared interests and travel styles. Customers can book trips through the platform based on themes such as beach vacations or skiing. Denadai said, "We asked ourselves, what if we created trips for millennials and Gen Z travelers, bringing together people from the same age groups with shared cultural references but completely different backgrounds, and focused on creating real bonds between them?" Before each trip begins, travelers are added to a WhatsApp group managed by the group leader so members can begin getting to know one another ahead of time. Groups typically include between 8 and 15 travelers. De Nadai said that the biggest concern people have is rarely the destination. It's more likely to be that they won't connect with the group. So to address that, WeRoad intentionally structures itineraries around social dynamics. More adventurous or collaborative activities are often scheduled early in the trip to help break the ice. Most itineraries last between 10 and 12 days, though the company has also introduced shorter weekend formats aimed at first-time customers. According to WeRoad, roughly 60% of travelers eventually book another trip. Additionally, instead of traditional tour guides, WeRoad has group leaders, coordinators closer in age to the travelers who act more like travel companions. The company now works with more than 4,000 group leaders globally. Denadai said that, we're not looking for destination experts, but for people with travel experience and strong soft skills. Can they lead a group, handle tension, adapt when plans change, and help strangers connect? WeRoad has also begun expanding beyond travel itself. Last year, the company launched WeMeet, an app focused on local in-person gatherings, including dinners, hikes, yoga classes, running groups, after-work drinks, and board game nights. WeRoad says more than 50,000 people attended WeMeet events across 35 cities last year, while the app reached 150,000 downloads. The company says WeMeet will also play a central role in its U.S. expansion strategy. Rather than immediately scaling nationwide, WeRoad plans to focus on a small number of cities first, beginning with Austin, where it will recruit group leaders, organize local events, and build community partnerships before expanding further. Now, whether companies can build lasting businesses around loneliness and social connection remains an open question, but investors are increasingly betting that the demand is real. WeRoad says it generated €130 million in revenue last year, up 30% year over year, while taking more than 100,000 travelers on trips last year alone. Since launching back in 2017, the company says it has organized travel for more than 300,000 customers across over 1,000 itineraries globally. That's all for now. For the latest in tech news, go to TechCrunch.com.